हेलो फ्रेंड्स। अगर आप म्यूचुअल फंड में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं तो आप जरूर वैल्यू रिसर्च ऑनलाइन पे जाते होंगे। टुडे वी हैव मिस्टर धीरेन्द्र कुमार, जो वैल्यू रिसर्च ऑनलाइन के फाउंडर है। ही स्टार्टेड वैल्यू रिसर्च ऑनलाइन इन 1992, जब इंडिया में काफी कम लोगों को म्यूचुअल फंड के बारे में पता था। धीरेन्द्र, वेलकम, वेरी वार्म वेलकम टू आवर चैनल।
थैंक यू, धन्यवाद ललित मुझे बुलाने के लिए।
My first question, Dhirendra, why did you start with mutual funds?
1992 लगता है कि उस समय म्यूचुअल फंड पॉपुलर नहीं था, लेकिन उस समय म्यूचुअल फंड का रेलेवेंस और जो रेलेवेंस बहुत ज़्यादा था। उस समय आप स्टॉक मार्केट में पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर सकते थे अगर आप अमीर नहीं हो। म्यूचुअल फंड बड़े पॉपुलर थे, अगर भले ही बड़े शहरों में ही थे, लेकिन उस समय जो यूटीआई, एसबीआई, कैन बैंक और 5 और एलआईसी, जीआईसी और 3 और बैंक ऑफ इंडिया, पीएनबी, 8 बैंक होते थे, 8 म्यूचुअल फंड होते थे। सरकारी बैंक और सरकारी थे, सरकारी बैंक स्पॉन्सर्ड या इंश्योरेंस कंपनी स्पॉन्सर्ड थे। और आम आदमी के लिए केवल वही जरिया था अगर आपको बाजार में पार्टिसिपेट करना था तो। और उस समय के म्यूचुअल फंड भी आज जैसे मॉडर्न ओपन एंड म्यूचुअल फंड नहीं थे, लेकिन अगर आपको बाजार में भागीदार बनना था तो आपके पास कोई और चारा ही नहीं था। स्टॉक ब्रोकर आपको घुसने नहीं देते थे अपने ऑफिस में। और लोगों के पास यही जरिया था, म्यूचुअल फंड में पैसा लगाएं या आप आईपीओ में पैसा लगाते थे। और आईपीओ बेचना आपके लिए बड़ा मुश्किल, आईपीओ में मिला हुआ अलॉटमेंट का जो शेयर था वो बेचना बड़ा मुश्किल था। तो और उस समय मुझे लगता था कि ये, और 1992 एक बहुत हिस्टोरिक टाइम भी था। 1990 में भारतीय अर्थव्यवस्था लिबरलाइज हुई थी। सारी कंपनियों के लिए हर तरह का कारोबार करने के लिए आपको लाइसेंस लेने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती थी। नहीं तो आपको ध्यान होगा कि उसके पहले सरकार डिसाइड करती थी कि हमारे देश में क्या बनेगा और कितना बनेगा और कौन बनाएगा। तो वो एक बहुत बड़ा अनलीशिंग था, कंट्रोलर ऑफ कैपिटल इश्यूज। उस समय सरकार ये भी निर्धारित करती थी कि कोई कंपनी अपना शेयर किस दाम पे बेचेगी और कितना बेचेगी और किसे बेचेगी। तो उसके पहले वो एक बड़ा अजीब सा हमारे यहाँ का एक आर्थिक व्यवस्था था। 1990 में ये बदला जब हम बिल्कुल एक दिवालिया होने के कगार पे जब अपना देश पहुंच गया था। तो और उस समय मुझे लगा, और उसी समय मैं ग्रेजुएट हो रहा था, मैं ग्रेजुएट हुआ था, और मुझे लगा कि आम आदमी के लिए निवेश करने का यही एक जरिया है। और उस समय जो भी जानकारी, और उस समय इंटरनेट नहीं था, तो उस समय ये आज जिस तरह की जानकारी उपलब्ध है, आज जिस तरह से इंटरनेट की वजह से जिस तरह से सब जानकारी डेमोक्रेटाइज हो गया है, रोज शाम को हमें अपने म्यूचुअल फंड का एनएवी मिल जाता है, और लाइव बेसिस पे आपको कंपनी के स्टॉक प्राइसेस मिलते रहते हैं किसी भी वेबसाइट पे, फ्री में उपलब्ध आप कराते हैं ग्रुप पे, और हम वैल्यू रिसर्च पे भी दिखाते हैं। मैं आपको बताऊं, उस समय की स्थिति ये थी कि म्यूचुअल फंड का एनएवी, क्लोज्ड एंड फंड्स हुआ करते थे, 3 महीने पे एनएवी आया करता था। और 3 महीने जो पुराना हर एक क्वार्टर एंड पे जो एनएवी आता था, वो अगले 2 महीने में कभी आपको किसी बेकार से अखबार में कोई कम सर्कुलेशन वाले, जहाँ पे सस्ता प्रचार, सस्ता एडवर्टीजमेंट हो, कॉस्ट हो, वहां पे उसको आपको छाप देना होता था। तो उस जानकारी को इकट्ठा करके टैबुलेट करने का बड़ा वैल्यू था, क्योंकि 1990 में जो भारतीय ग्रेट इंडियन स्कैम हुआ था, जिस समय भारतीय स्टॉक मार्केट अचानक 1000 पॉइंट, जो कि 1990 में था, 1992 के बीच में मई के महीने में 4000 पहुंच गया था। वो सबसे रफ्तार वाला हमारे यहाँ का बुल रन था, और बिल्कुल एक स्कैंडल के आधार पे उसका बेसिस था। और उस समय जो म्यूचुअल फंड का पॉपुलरिटी हुआ, उस समय जो मास्टर गेन आया था, जिसमें कि 4800 करोड़ रुपया रेज किया गया था। अगर हम 4800 करोड़ 1992 के को कंपेयर करें, और अगर आप उसको इन्फ्लेशन से एडजस्ट करें या सेंसेक्स से एडजस्ट करें, तो मेरे ख्याल में आज के दिन अगर कोई एनएफओ आए और उसमें अगर 1,20,000 करोड़ रुपया मोबिलाइज हो जाए, वो उस तरह का स्केल था। हर जगह लोग भीड़ लगा के, लाइन लगा करके म्यूचुअल फंड में इन्वेस्ट कर रहे थे। उस समय जो भारत की आबादी थी, उसमें 20 में से एक आदमी म्यूचुअल फंड का निवेशक बना था मास्टर गेन में। करीब 65 लाख लोगों ने उस समय मास्टर गेन में इन्वेस्ट किया था। तो म्यूचुअल फंड उस समय बड़े पॉपुलर थे और बड़े जरूरी थे। वो एक अकेला जरिया था जिसमें कि आप बाजार में भागीदार बन सकते थे। और वही उत्साह था कि मुझे लगा कि अगर हम म्यूचुअल फंड के बारे में जानकारी इकट्ठा करें, लोगों को बताएं, तो लोग बेहतर विकल्प चुन पाएंगे। और बड़ा देर इंतजार करना पड़ा, बड़े साल लगे ये उतार चढ़ाव ऊपर नीचे देखते हुए कि अगले 15-20 साल, अगला 10 साल लग गया, 10-12 साल, जब अभी भी मुझे लगता है कि म्यूचुअल फंड मेन स्ट्रीम नहीं हुआ है। हर एक भारतीय, मेरा हर एक पड़ोसी अभी म्यूचुअल फंड में इन्वेस्ट नहीं करता है जिसको करना चाहिए। तो अभी भी मुझे लगता है दिल्ली दूर है, लेकिन बड़ा समय लगा। 1992 से लेकर के करीब 2004-05 तक म्यूचुअल फंड के बारे में कुछ खास समझ थी नहीं, बड़े अपॉर्चुनिस्टिक तरीके से लोग निवेश करते थे। अब धीरे धीरे इसकी शुरुआत हुई है जब ये लोगों के लिए एक बचत करने का एक खासा विकल्प है।
yes. So,
और आप लोग इसमें काफी जादुई काम कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि मैं वैल्यू रिसर्च चला रहा हूँ। मैं बहुत सारे लोग मुझसे सलाह लेने आते हैं। मैं जब उनको बताता हूँ कि आपको ये करना चाहिए, वो करना चाहिए, आपने पहले कभी इन्वेस्ट नहीं किया, बैलेंस फंड में पैसा लगाइए, टैक्स बचाना है टैक्स सेविंग फंड में लगाइए, रोज रोज दाम मत देखिए, और जैसे मैं बता देता हूँ उसके बाद जब वो कहीं जाते हैं ये सब चीज कर पाना उनके लिए बड़ा मुश्किल होता है। और इन चीजों को जो जिस तरह से आप लोग आसान बना रहे हैं, और भी कई लोग बाजार में आसान बना रहे हैं, कि मैं एक ऐप डाउनलोड करता हूँ और 15 मिनट में मैं अपना निवेश कर पाता हूँ, बैंक से पैसा आपके अकाउंट में डाल पाता हूँ, वहां से म्यूचुअल फंड के पास चला जाता है, जब पैसे की जरूरत हो तब मैं आपके यहाँ से रिडेम्पशन ट्रिगर कर पाता हूँ, और ये 5 से 10 मिनट में ये काम हो जाता है। तो मुझे लगता है कि मेरे काम का ये एक बहुत लॉजिकल एक्सटेंशन है। ये इसको डेमोक्रेटाइज करने में जो अगला कदम है, जिसमें कि और बहुत सारे लोगों का योगदान है। स्मार्टफोन का होना बहुत जरूरी था, आधार का होना बड़ा जरूरी था, रिलायंस जियो का अच्छा कनेक्शन का सस्ता होना बड़ा जरूरी था। तो मुझे लगता है कि अब दिल्ली दूर नहीं है।
बहुत बढ़िया। सो वीरेंद्र, 1992 और आज हम हैं 2020 में, एंड थिंग्स हैव चेंज लाइक क्रेजी। 1992 में जो टाइम था, बीच में इतने सारे 99 आया, 2008 आया, और आज हम 2020 में है। Today the market situation is very different, right? Because of this COVID lockdown और इतनी problems चल रही है अभी. What do you think about the current market situation?
I don't think about the market situation. Of course, this is unique. This is unprecedented. It is, even if we were getting warning every year, by the different viruses hitting us in different corners of the world, I don't think we were, we actually took note of it. We prepared ourselves for this, and this is unprecedented. It is unexpected, and I think going by the context we live in. The way the world has got connected, the way the world, the information travels. I think, it's very difficult. But I would say that, people's mind don't change. We have the same drivers. We get greedy, we get fearful, we get anxious. The context of money doesn't change. The relevance of money at different point of time, at different scale of money, at different scale of, how affluent you are, that changes dramatically. So I think, the push and pull, investing and everything, after running value research for all these years, for nearly 28, 29 years, I can tell you that devising an investment strategy and plan is pretty straightforward. Managing, the great success actually depends on how we deal with our own mind. When you see that the market has gone up by 5 times, when in 5-6 days of straight trading days, the market goes down by 30-40%. 30-40% decline of in the value of your investment for a person who started 1.5 years ago, as compared to a person who has been doing his investment for 20 years. The meaning of the decline will be very different. Because somebody who has accumulated 10 crores for his retirement of his extended family and himself, that becomes 6 crore. It's different. It's different on 2 counts. One is that person might be used to, he would have been a witness to 2008, he would have been witness to 2002, so he just might be more comfortable navigating this area. The other situation could be, somebody who saw the mutual fund Sahi Hai campaign, opened an account at Grow, and started, doing his SIP of 5,000 rupees, and started dreaming about a, fabulous life, and looking at his investment portfolio every day. And his accumulation of 1,20,000 rupees actually becomes 80,000 rupees in 5 days. How that person responds. He has never seen something like this. He has only heard mutual fund sahi hai, and he thought that it was seamless. Just get started, move your money, and it works. Uh, these people need to be coached and told differently. Different things. So I don't think these things are not going to change forever. Uh, and I think this is not the end of humanity. It is very different. It might have a lasting impact. It may not have a very lasting impact. The fact is that nobody knows, and I too don't know. And I'm definitely not an expert on any of those areas which can actually tell you. I'm not an epidemiologist, or I'm reading every optimistic and pessimistic news, and my mood changes depending on the kind of story I've read. But I have actually given up on actually formulating a investment strategy based on that.
Yeah. So I agree. Like markets or economy को prediction करना, like it's almost impossible. पर ये जो लोगों ने 1.5 years या 2 years back, like example जो हमने लिया था, started investing like 1.5 years back, they are seeing very, very considerable drop in their portfolio, right? So although you cannot predict, but what is the best advice for these set of people?
If you are doing your SIP, then the first rule to be followed is that your money should happen for the long term. Long term meaning you are unlikely to need the money for next 5 years. If it was not so, take your losses, keep it in your pocket, put it in a liquid fund, because it is important that you should have the money when you need it. And if you don't have the time, nothing will help. Future is unpredictable, but I'm very confident that in 5 years' time, you will look back and say that this was a great time to be investing more. But if you don't have the time on your side, if it was an unplanned accidental investment, which went up and now it has crashed, take whatever you're left with. Your gains would have been gone. A small part of your principal might also have gone, but it is important to have that money with you. If you have invested for 5 years, don't even think of doing anything about it. If you have some more savings, increase your investment. These are great time to be, investing. This is definitely not a great time to be, you are buying low, feel happy about it. The other side of this whole decline is that if you are investing for 5 years and 10 years for your retirement, for your child's education, for your daughter's wedding, which is 5, 10, 15 years away, you are buying cheap. You are buying at 30% lower cost than you were. And why worry when you don't need the money now? The ideal situation for an investor investing for the long run is that the market should be in a state of panic, should always be falling. And just before you need the money, there should be panic buying and it should go up. So, your returns will be dramatically different and it will have a magical effect.
One thing I really liked about what you said is that if you're young, then you should actually wish the market should be low, come rahe, so that you can keep buying for like till your retirement.
Yes, absolutely.
Wish the market zoom up so that when you need money, markets are high.
The least you can do is don't pull out and carry on, stick to your plan. Stay calm and carry on.
Yeah. So Dhirendra, we get this questions a lot. How should what are the things that I should consider before investing? Or things like, मैं कौन से mutual fund में invest करूँ, कैसे invest करना शुरू करूँ? I mean, these are like first time पहले कब सोच रहे हैं, like say पिछले 1.5 साल से invest कर रहे हैं या 2 साल से invest कर रहे हैं, or still like these are the kind of questions that keep coming to their minds. What would be the best way to kind of go out and choose the mutual funds for your needs?
This is not something for which I have the answer. Most of the answer actually resides with the investor himself. He has to really answer 2 questions which only he can answer, which is, what is his experience and how soon he is likely to need the money. One needs a plan, because if you investing, choosing a good fund or choosing a great fund comes later. If you are investing for the short run, you should be investing only in a liquid fund. It will get you a little more return than your bank deposit. Your money will be reasonably safe. You will not get a nasty surprise. And if you are investing for long term, and just to simplify things, I'm saying that long term means 5 years and more. It could be a little more, but ideally not less than 5 years. So if you are unlikely to need your money, so these are first two questions. Then depending on the experience, if you are a first time investor and you are investing for 5 years and more, if you have no experience, start with a balanced fund. And when investing in anything to do with market, never invest lump sum. Even if the market goes down by 20% on Monday morning, don't try to time it. Do your SIP only. If you have 5 lakh rupee, then spread that money, the 50,000 rupee over the next 10 months. Because nobody knows. If you think that I have the answer and I'm not telling you the answer, no. Only a liar and a magician could actually guess that. And I don't have that answer. Nobody will have that answer. If you invest regularly, the advantage is that you will be buying cheap. You'll be able to average your investment. You will keep your palpitation, your heart, you will not become a heart patient. Because when you see your hard-earned 5 lakh rupees turning into 4 lakh rupees in no time, it is very easy for an expert like me to come and say that don't sell. But you know that what if this 4 actually becomes 3.5 lakh tomorrow? And it can well become. But this will actually become 3.5 lakh rupees tomorrow only if you take your money out. But if you started investing with a 5 years time frame, and if you have that patience, and if you are investing regularly, then you'll feel happy that, okay, my next month money will actually go down at a lower rate. So it is very important to manage your mind while you're making investments. Try and choose a diversified vehicle.
Yeah.
The diversified vehicles are the multi-cap fund, the large and mid-cap fund. Balanced fund is ultimate diversification in the sense that you will get a third of your money gets invested into fixed income as well, and it gets automatic rebalancing. When the markets crumble, they don't crumble as they don't fall as freely. They are able to reasonably participate in a rising market. The automatic rebalancing without any tax incidents also makes it very convenient. Mm-hmm. So start with a balanced fund. Once you have done it for 3 years, by that time you will be done with the basic learning that markets are mad on a day-to-day basis. Mm-hmm. And over a longer period of time, they are extremely rewarding.
Mm-hmm. Then you can move on to other funds.
Then you can move on to the multi-cap fund. And, the other thing is, the starting point for most investors is also the tax saving fund. And fortunately for now, the government, because of this lockdown, has extended the period of your tax saving investment. The deadline was 31st March. That now, if you have somehow not made that investment, you can make it up to June 30th. So choose your, and ATC is a great thing because tax save is money earned. And this is the only tax saving vehicle which gets you the tax break, which is invested in equity. Everything else is fixed income, or it is a hodgepodge thing, ULIP or anything else which is a hybrid. And because most investors get locked in, that is the design of this product, that they get locked in for next 3 years. Generally, the experience of any investor investing in a tax saving fund and being forced to hold it, even if they are cursing in between, if they are forced to hold it for 3 years, they end up making more money than PPF. So don't miss this opportunity. If you have missed out on that ATC investment, government has given you a moratorium on your EMIs. So save that money, put that money in the ATC and take the tax break. It will reduce your tax bill.
Great. So these are some interesting rapid fire questions that I will start.
Yeah, sure.
Should I continue or stop my SIP for the time being?
I've answered it, but don't stop your SIP. And in fact, if possible, most people have been experimenting with their SIP. If you can conveniently increase your SIP amount, increase it. And the only exceptional case where you need to take your money out simply because you accidentally invested, you had no plans to invest for the long term, you don't have 2-3 years on your side, by all means take your money out.
Is it a good time to invest in lump sum?
Never, because it might be a good time, but it is better to give up on this opportunity, because lot of even if it is good time, it will come with a lot of big moves in between. It will go up by 5% few weeks, go down by 10% few weeks, and you don't know if you're right or wrong. It is a matter of luck that you just might be right with your lump sum investment. But you are guaranteed to be right if you're going to invest by spreading that money over the next some time period, which will make it convenient. When somebody has a lump sum, I try to give them some kind of trick in terms of how much, what is the time period in which to spread that money. So if you have 5 lakh rupee and that happens to be your annual bonus, spread it over the next 6 months. If that 5 lakh rupee, it has taken you 3 years to invest, 3 years to save, then spread it over the next 1.5 years.
Dhirendra, mutual funds or stocks?
I would say that depends. I don't have a straight answer. If you are busy doing your job, mutual fund. If you have time, inclination, interest, and if you are little trained in terms of ability to read and ability to read a balance sheet, an annual report, understand, you feel, and you enjoy understanding business. You enjoy understanding it's a sustainable business, and you have the temperament, and then become a stock investor in a wholesale way. Unfortunately, in the market, when investing in stocks directly, you never learn from other people's mistake. You have to do your own mistake to learn it. And
Yes.
till you are learning, you know, get going with 90% of your money in mutual fund, with your long-term money in mutual fund. Invest 10% and you start learning. And in 4 or 5 years time, you will have a great comprehension.
Great, awesome. Dhirendra, what are the best books that you would recommend for investing?
One thing which I actually, incidentally, I started value research in 1992. And in 1992, I was formally, started, but I started working in 1990. And that year, Peter Lynn's One Up on the Wall Street was published. That was the first book, it was published in 1990. And it actually enhanced my comprehension in a storybook manner. And I still have great appreciation for that book. Besides that, as you get more intense into things, get deeper into things, just go to berkshire-hathaway.com and read the owner's manual. I think owner's manual, most people should actually take a printout and keep it handy.
Great, awesome. One Up the Wall Street and
owner's manual at Berkshire Hathaway.
So imagine if you own stock of HDFC Bank, you are actually an owner of HDFC Bank, part owner, of course.
Yes, but that is something which nobody actually, we think that, we look at the ticker, we look at the ticker getting updated every minute, maybe less than a minute. And we think that there is some game going on. It isn't a game. And the moment you change this whole mindset, the game changes.
Who do you think is the best investor in our times right now?
The best investors you won't know, because they won't go about announcing that they're the best investor.
Yeah.
And everything else changes. And it changes with the time. I'll tell you one classic example. Here is this great fund manager of HDFC, Mr. Prashant Jain. When I look at his 20 years of track record, I really get inspired. And when I look at his 5 years performance, all his bets, all his commentary, everything that he has said, it is horrifying. When I look at what he did in 2000, it is inspiring. He was able to keep off the technology. He was invested in technology, and he was able to get out and be out of technology at the most opportune time. He was able to be into infrastructure through the 2006 and 7 period. And before the whole debacle, he was out of it. And when I look at how he has done, and he is actually testing our patience now with his underperformance. And when I look at those 15 years time period, regular investing, my mom's retirement money invested there, I have no regret. But when I look at what the money would have been if it was moved 5 years ago to some other fund, I start thinking. So evaluating performance is also a matter of time frame. And so I'm just telling you that these are things. It is for the long haul. You are in a marathon, and if I would say that even if you do reasonably okay, you are not invested in the best fund, best stock, or best fund, best investments. But if you are investing for a purpose, and that purpose is achieved, little later or little ahead of the time when you needed it. That I think is the right way of looking at investments than actually trying to be with the best investment, because best investment turns out to be very surprising. Also, I need to really bring you one particular dimension. HDFC Bank, everybody knows that it's a great bank and it has generated enormous wealth for any investor who have been investing for 20 years, who have invested for 15, 20 years and more. But during this period, there have been 7 occasions when HDFC Bank went down in value by 50% from its recent peak. So great investments look trash on occasion. And there's a value in sticking around. There's a value in understanding. And that is where, their catch lies. And we don't know. For every HDFC bank, you will also have 5 dads. So that is why you should diversify.
Yeah. That's a wonderful advice, Dhirendra. Thank you so much for your time, Dhirendra. I would ask just one last of, if you can, last piece of advice to all our viewers, what would that be?
Last advice, keep calm and carry on. And don't try to be greedy. Don't try to over-engineer. If you are on a plan, don't change your plan. And if you didn't have a plan, plan now.
Dhirendra, thank you so much. I personally learned a lot, and I'm sure all of our viewers also learned a lot from this session.
Thank you. Thank you, Lalit, for this opportunity.
Thank you so much. Yeah.